Yeah, I don't know why it does that.
I don't either. There we go.
There
We're
you
good
go.
now.
There's sound
There's
this
sound.
morning. I don't understand why.
I don't either. But anyway, let's see who's on the podium. Greg Garcia, Ricky King, Scott Tomko on the podium this morning before we get to the Wade & Carter Weather Budget with the great folks at AT Deerlam Hay Feed and Ranch Services. Ranch Week starts tomorrow. So it's an abbreviated Ranch Week, but it is Ranch Week. They're going to have all sorts of sales, demonstrations, door prizes, food,
Is that where you
drinks.
get that tequila and water?
Ranch water?
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be starting tomorrow at Deerlam Feed. Stop on by. Always a lot of fun, great food. What do they do one time? If they do it, I think they do this whenever, like one of the days they have like a stew. Oh, so
Well, why don't we go down there and spend a little bit of time
We
and
could
give
have
away
lunch
red
there.
funnels?
you could do that.
I-
I'm not against it.
I guarantee you there's some stuff down there. If you mixed a shot of it with like some ice and water, it would take you to a different plateau. 72 degrees in Victoria, Texas, under mostly clear skies, heading to a high today of 91. I happen to know because I just got on the phone with him that the Honorable House District 30 State Representative Sheriff A.J. Louderback is listening in this morning and really had a nice kickoff event to his reelection campaign. Seems like we were just here, and yet the 2-year terms, I mean, these guys have got to, they have to run for office. So
Yeah, all 26 will be campaigning.
but just a great group of nice folks. I like going places, and it happens a lot where I'm the absolute least most important person in the room. You know what I mean? And I look
Everywhere you
around
go.
everywhere I go, and humility again, one of my greatest attributes. But it's great to be there and see agricultural sound like George Bush, agricultural.
You didn't even drink that much
commissioner.
last night.
And I had Diet Coke with lemon.
Yeah. And you're slurring.
That's, well, that's the pills.
Your liver's not used to it.
That's the pills. I don't like cocaine. I just like the smell of it. No, but Sid Miller was there, came in and really genuinely surprised AJ. It was funny to see the look on his face like, whoa, what are you doing here?
And endorsed his campaign.
Absolutely.
Right out of the gate.
You ever notice how much Sid Miller looks like Larry Hagman from Dallas?
I think a little more Boss Hogg from the Duke's
It
House.
is, has a whorehouse in it. I mean, it comes, Sid turns his hat sideways. We're going to have him on in the next couple of weeks. He was eager to be on Wade and Carter. I'm excited to have him.
Look forward to that.
So that's great.
Race for senator just
John
got a little
Cornyn
bit more cloudy or crowded, I should say. I'm not sure cloudy, but certainly got crowded. U.S. Representative Wesley Hunt said he is going to run for senator. Here's how you know John Cornyn is worried about this race. A Cornyn spokesman dismissed Hunt's campaign as a chaotic quest for relevancy.
Yeah, Cornyn needs to go away, folks. And I don't know how to tell you, like you say, in the same breath that I tell you that Ted Cruz is the smartest guy in most rooms that he walks into, whether you like him or not, he's the smartest guy in most rooms that he walks into. John Cornyn is the most mamby-pamby, go with the wind. Now, he does brag about, and this is how you know that he's trying to find a middle ground. He brags about the fact that he votes with more times than not with Donald Trump. He mostly votes with Donald Trump.
Did you see the ads during the Monday Night Football game last night? 99%. I vote with Trump. Something like that. I mean,
that's it. All he's doing is trying to cling to Trump's coattails, but you'll notice he has not been endorsed by Donald Trump.
No. This is the biggest rhino in Washington, D.C. Certainly the biggest rhino in Texas.
It says Hunt's only like 43 years old.
He's
a West Point graduate who flew Apache helicopters during his Army service, is a rising MAGA star. He was in his second term representing a safe Republican district in the Houston area. He emphasized in his statement, "My record speaks louder than words. I am the most consistently conservative legislator representing Texas in Congress." I don't think he's any more conservative than Michael Cloud. No. I sure don't, but we will see.
But yeah, Fox News had Cornyn's statement in
there's
there.
a bonus. Wesley Hunt's a black gentleman.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that black people flew helicopters. Remember that? It's DEI. No, I jest.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I think I've heard him speak. I'll tell you something. He's an impressive young man.
Yeah, it's interesting. Why would John Cornyn, this would drain financial resources and endanger the Trump agenda from being passed? You've got a guy that Fox News calls a MAGA superstar. How does that endanger the Trump agenda? That would enhance the Trump agenda, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
Cornyn's worried. He was worried when Paxton was in the race.
Yeah. Now Paxton apparently may be worried now that Wesley Reed is in the race.
Wesley Hunt, you mean?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Who's Wesley Reed?
I have no idea.
No
idea. Yeah. Cornyn's worried, folks, and with good reason for it. And I hope he loses.
Yeah, we've been saying for years here that for at least 2 of his terms that John Cornyn needed to go. No doubt about it. There's Randy Langston, P. Strauss in the house. Did you watch any baseball last night? I did not.
I watched the end of the Phillies' attempted comeback against the Dodgers. They lost 4-3.
You know, I'm really in a quandary because I'm not a front runner at all. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I'm a lifelong Longhorns fan. I'm a lifelong Astros fan. And yet to me, and I'm not going to let it influence what we do on the program, but to me, football season's just done. I mean, I'm telling you, I think the Cowboys are going to go 9-7-1. That's what I really think they're going to do. And sadly, I've lost interest in Longhorn football. I just have. I mean, we're out of the top 25. I think it's where they deserve to be. I'm a fan. I mean, I still want Texas to win. I've never had less anticipation for the Texas OU game than I have right now. I've never been less engaged. There's no smack talk. I'm just not interested. And I'm being sincere. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I mean, I am out of college now, almost 40 years, you know. Is it maybe time to move on? But I can't move on to my pro team. I think I need to be like you and I'll pick up a Canadian team to support.
I don't know. I'm waning in the Calgary Stampeders because they started off so well and they lost like 4 in a row, and playoff hopes are teetering on the brink.
I'm interested in Miami Hurricane football. I'm interested. I'm not a fan. I don't necessarily even like Miami, but I'm intrigued that they beat Florida State this last week. I think like 28-22.
I wasn't a fan either, but I kind of liked them. I mean, it was interesting when Flutie went in and beat them at Thanksgiving
Boston
weekend.
College.
They were fun to watch when Bernie Kosar was there and Jim Kelly was there.
Jim Kelly beat the Longhorns one time, and it was like, wow. Like he was an NFL quality guy in college.
They were fun to watch back then, and I hate to say it, they're kind of fun to watch.
They're fun to watch now.
Yeah.
Very athletic.
Yeah. No, they really are.
And you're seeing a trend. You're reaping what you sow, right? You're seeing the NIL. You're seeing the collective money. Miami's got some money coming in, and that's helping them. Look at Texas Tech. Texas Tech is a very legit program. Very legit. And
mad they're getting no love from anybody, and they feel they belong outside of the, they're almost mad they're in the Big 12 and not the SEC.
Well, the Big 12 is like, what are there, like 27 teams in there? And like half of them have no reason to exist.
It's the Big 12 squared almost.
Cincinnati, right? Are they in the Big 12?
Who does Cincinnati beat?
I don't know.
Iowa State.
Are they in the Big 12? Yeah. I don't think there's anybody out there. I don't think there's anybody listening who, without internet assistance, can name all the teams in the Big 12. I know I cannot. Kansas, K-State,
Iowa State,
Baylor,
SMU,
TCU, SMU,
Houston.
There's more than 12. I know
Cincinnati,
12.
Colorado.
What a spare program.
Arizona State, didn't they go there from Pac-12?
You can't prove it. There's more than 12 though, right?
Oh yeah.
There's like and one of the Oregon schools in there, Oregon State.
No, Oregon State's in the Pac-12, which is down to 2. Actually, I think there's 7.
Who is Oregon in the Oregon's in the Big Ten?
Oregon's in the Big Ten, yeah. Down in Washington.
It just makes perfect sense because air travel is so cheap.
Well, and Cal and Stanford are in the ACC.
Speaking of air travel, there was concern. We were listening to Breitbart this morning. There's concern over air traffic controllers. There are some folks that are deemed essential, and they may not be getting paid right now, but they're still working. And I found it interesting that the spokesperson, Jay Ratliff, nice guy, seems like a really smart man, was saying, you've got a challenging job. You have a stressful job. And now you're doing it without getting paid, which creates more stress.
Yeah, you can't make the bills.
And I'm telling you if we have a major incident in this country involving aircraft, it's on the Dems who care so much.
Well, here's the thing. The Republicans have floated spending measures that don't have any attachments. It's enough money to keep the government running. The
Right.
Democrats want the $1.5 trillion for Medicaid.
The ringing is pretty bad. Maybe you turn something down or off on the audio. There you go. How about if we just do that?
I don't know what's on. That could be.
I don't know what's on. It could be on. Hello, friends. Jim Nance here. Okay.
But
DuPont.
yeah, they want to reverse the cuts that were under the big beautiful bill, and the Democrats won't sign off on anything that doesn't include that. So, I mean, it's a clean spending bill that would keep the government going for another 4 weeks.
When it comes to policy, I defer to Congressman Cloud that he's conservative, that he's going in the right direction. And I think his stance has been clear that this is something that the Dems are holding up. And I'm going to go with that until I hear otherwise. Hello, Marina. Jared Glass, Ricky King,
Marina.
Junior. Good morning. We're going to get Junior to talk to us at some point about his gut-filled experience.
Good.
Look at that.
Ricky
Bobby likes
King.
for one job. You can't push a button. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Honey Howard, good morning.
Let's do this. Let's take a break, get our
Yeah.
guest in here. And it's too intimidating to. I heard something hovering above the station.
Really?
Yeah. Even though he had it on quiet, it was just way too. Bill Booker says, go Wesley Hunt. I agree.
Yeah, Randy Langston said talking about. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that yesterday. Why is Governor Abbott?
Yeah, I don't understand. I still don't understand why Texas governor is saying Texas stands behind Israel. Well, okay, sure. What about New Mexico? How do they feel? Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. Palace Bingo inviting you to come out. Let Palace entertain you. Take your family, go out, play bingo.
23rd will be there.
We're planning on being there October 23rd. And Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends, should be a great time. It's always fun. The food's good. The entertainment is good. The folks are friendly. USA Concrete Coatings, let Charlie Garcia come out and give you a quote to level your driveway, seal the cracks. You can even put down a tough as nails polyurethane coat that won't crack, stick, peel, or fade and make your driveway look brand new. Veracruz Restaurant. Today is pre-call Wednesday, Tuesday. So today is the day you can get in and have anything you want on the menu except called up. Chicken fried steak, pork chop plate, and of course they have the best Tex-Mex, the best queso, the best hot sauce, and the best guac on the planet.
And their chips are good.
Period. So we have Caden they have homecoming coming up this next weekend, and we're going to have some of the kids and their dates over and do a taco bar at the house. And it's infinitely less expensive to have Veracruz come over and cater this event. They're going, oh yeah, we'll bring the rice, we'll bring the beans, we'll bring the queso, we'll bring, and by the person, it is a ton cheaper than them going to, and I'm not exaggerating, going to Whataburger before homecoming. And it's like, honestly, these high school kids, we're going to go to, I guess, Yamato. Oh, okay, we'll just go out, go knock out a quick $60
Who's
dinner.
paying for that?
Yeah. So
Not the high school kids.
there you have it. Get into Veracruz today. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Let Allen's be your go-to tow-to. You got a problem? Allen's can help you. Allen's can help you get from here to there from anywhere. You give them a call. They will come and pick you up. Feel free to walk straight across unencumbered.
You're good.
You're doing good. I saw BJ Nelson last night. White Trash Services, White Trash Site Services. If you have a trash issue, if you need to get rid of some rubbish,
White you have
Trash
a pile of trash
the
sitting by the curb
by
in
G.I. Joe
in the county, they can come pick it all up.
You have the official G.I. Joe box. There's nothing wrong with having it. Do you have a red stapler from the office?
I do not have a red stapler.
Oh, there you have
No,
it.
that I do not have.
That's the difference between being elite and being
I guess I'm just an
enlisted man.
Just a common guy, man. You know.
We're joined by our buddy Colonel Mike Petrosh. He is the man. He's one of our favorite people, a fine American, a basic. Here, I'll give you the whole.
Oh, here we go. I need
a basic gentleman. And how are you, sir?
Yeah, that camera's all yours.
Uh-oh.
That's your public.
Wow. All right.
That's your public.
That's my public. Right
How's
there.
your lovely bride?
She is doing much better. She is. The last PET scan came back, no cancer.
Amen.
Good. That started off from stage 4. So I got to tell you, we were walking through DTAR the other day. She's gotten her oncologist was from, and her surgeon was from San Antonio, who is working with the folks down here at DTAR Cancer Center. And we're walking through, and I was just saying, we're blessed beyond belief to have that right here. I mean, we all know people that had to drive to MD Anderson 3 times a week, to get their cancer done. And I can tell you that after one trip like that, Virginia still doesn't have her energy back because of the chemo, but just one trip, and she's done for about 3 or 4 days. Right. I can't imagine those poor people that had to drive. So we are unbelievably blessed to be here and have not just one but 2 cancer centers here in town that really know what they're doing and can really make things happen. So,
amen.
Man, we're just thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
So
tell us what's going on. You got
man, I'll tell you,
Warriors weekend.
Well, it's coming up, man. I'll tell you what. We post didn't we just take the flags down about 2 months ago?
What it seems like it. We had an event out there. I remember that.
We had the vigil out there
yes,
a while back, and prayed for this country. God bless, we need it, and so what we our team has been working since last year at this time to make sure we've got an honorable and excellent field of honor out there. And so this year we're hoping to post around 2,500 flags, sponsored flags.
That's something.
Yet again. And I'm telling you, we just, here's the way we look at it. With all the stuff going on out there that you see, in reels and, every day you see all the folks that are attacking ICE and folks that are doing this and that. We want to show the nation what right looks like. And that's what I think the Field of Honor does. It's like, you want to see what right looks like? Here it is. This is it. And this is a rally point, and I use that in a strictly military term, where we gather there folks who have the same mission, who have the same values, that we do. And, we can rally there, come up with a battle plan, go out there and make stuff happen. So anyway, I'm really excited about this year. We're doing some great things. First responders, we're going to have, this is what I didn't know. PD has 36 military veterans working for them.
Wow.
Sheriff's office has 22. Fire department has 15. Wow. So we're going to be posting thin blue line flags for the law enforcement, thin red line flags for firefighters. So just
That's
another
really
way to kind of set them apart and say, hey, they serve the nation, now they're serving the community of Victoria.
I drove down Stockbauer yesterday, and there was a gentleman out there. It was not you, sir. There was a gentleman out there with a weed eater. Now, there's 2,500 pieces of rebar
yes, there are.
Sticking out of the ground. He was like, wheels on the bus go round and round. He goes,
Yep, here we go. I tell you what, It was.
Jackie Parsons has something at Deerland Feed that would take care of that grass around.
Well,
that
let me
barn.
tell you something.
Put a little
That's what
Roundup on
I
that
told him.
puppy.
I said, guys, but please just do it right around there. I had a guy 1 year spray about a garbage can lid, so we had belly buttons all over the field that year. I was like, no, let's not do that.
No.
So anyway, all right. Here's why I'm here this morning.
Tell us what's
I
going
need
on.
great Americans to be out there on Saturday. We start at 0900
This Saturday.
and this Saturday, and here's the
Official.
there's the
Official
official.
deal.
Yep,
Saturday, October
11th.
11th.
Yep,
Field of Honor 17.
that's right.
Flag post. I'm surprised you can read Roman numerals like that.
Highly trained, sophisticated. Oh, and there's places for you to scan.
You can scan that. Yeah. So if you could put that somehow on your
So like
if
Cody
there
was
you go.
here, we could. But we're going to put this on the website somehow. And
Yeah,
there's a QR code that you can scan, and you can
Or you go. Yeah.
you can be a volunteer, you can sponsor a flag, you can be an ambassador, partner, you can do a list of events.
All the events. Yes.
So the flag posting is the 11th at 9 a.m.
Right. And we
So-
go on through the afternoon and maybe into the evening. So if you're, I have some folks that I think it was Harbor Hospice I was talking to at the National Night Out. And they said, well, Colonel, we're going to be walking. There's a cancer walker. So I can't remember exactly what it is in the morning. That's okay. Come out in the afternoon. We're going to still be posting flags.
But there's people that are out there at all times of the day and into the evening. It's lit at night.
It's beautiful.
And there are folks out there and you can tell that they found their loved one's flag and they genuinely appreciate.
Yes.
It's not just like, oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
You drive, it's like it's a true memorial.
It's a
It is.
beautiful sight, and every time it's up and going for the month that it's there, it's just
Very,
it's
very
awe.
nice.
It's awe inspiring.
I have to
Yes.
tell you, every year, like I said, I had to kind of cut myself off for a while from the news or from Facebook and Instagram and all that, just to kind of quit watching all the negative that was out there. Now, what I did is I turned around, inspired me for the other side to show what's positive about America. Because you got people that say, well, I get triggered by the American flag. Well, you're an idiot.
Then move.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
an idiot. Okay.
I agree.
It's like, you don't.
We need to drive you by the field of honor so you become desensitized.
Exactly.
Really triggered.
Exactly. So, we, like I said, we look at it as a rally point. We're excited about having folks out there. Every year we wonder, and every year when those warriors come in, they go out there and they go, so I've got a flag sponsored by somebody here in Victoria for me. I had 1 year, I had I probably told this story on y'all's show. West by God, Virginia, 1 year. This was the 10th anniversary of Warriors Weekend. He came out, he's about your height.
Mhm.
Only he's filled out even, he's
Even
filled
more.
out. He's filled out more,
Bless
man.
his heart.
Bless his heart. He comes, he says, Colonel, he puts his hands on my shoulder, and I'm like, oh, shoot, he couldn't find his flag. And he goes, I got a flag for me flying in Victoria, Texas. I've never had a flag flying for me in West Virginia. He said, I don't have the words. He did an about face and walked off and joined the other warriors. And I'm going, wow, it still means something. Well, here's the thing. What we forget is that many of these warriors that are coming in have had a buddy that came in under that flag,
Mhm.
and so we forget that, and it means something. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say boats.
Right.
We need boats.
Yes.
So after
Fishing
you've come
tournaments.
out on the 11th and helped us post 2,500 flags, then I need you to donate your boat. You don't have to be a boat captain. We call it boat captain. You don't have to be a guide. You don't have to be a licensed.
You get treated
regular-
pretty good if you go down and donate your
You
boat. They'll
get-
get you fed. and
That's
take care of
right.
you.
Fed. You get caps and shirts and goodie bags
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
It's a great donation to do this and take these guys who are so appreciative.
Yeah.
I've been out a number of times with them,
Yes.
and
yes.
some of them have literally never been
No.
on the bay ever.
I remember one guy, he's like, I'm going out in the ocean. I'm going to catch me a fish. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you just go ahead and
Knock
do that.
yourself out.
Some of them, the only time they've ever seen the ocean was flying across it to get to Afghanistan.
That
or
would be
Iraq,
it.
right? That
Yeah.
was it.
Yes. No, they're it's amazing. We've got 50 state flags out there. If you're from out of state, and you're hearing me right now, and you want to sponsor, go up on our Facebook page, Warriors Weekend Field of Honor, and it's amazing to watch these guys come in and then see that we have thought about them. They're coming in from Bucksnort, Alabama, and they see the Alabama flag out there, and they go, "Holy smoke! They've got the Alabama flag here."
That's right. That's the sister city to Deer Nuts, Alberta.
Right.
There you go. You've been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, now actually, I have been to Bucksnort, Tennessee.
Have you?
I have been to Bucksnort, Tennessee.
Trivia for the day. Did you know that 95% of the bourbon in this country is made in Kentucky? I don't know why that just came into my mind. It's a true statement. What does it roughly cost to sponsor a flag?
$40.
$40.
It's been that way since 2009.
That's awesome.
We just never, we've never changed it.
That's awesome.
And
Next year, go up to an even 50.
Yeah,
there we go. There you go.
I don't think you'll lose anybody.
Two $20 bills. I heard you talking about feeding the crew and everything. It's like it cost you $40 just to just go out and get a
That's
hamburger
right.
for a
That's
family.
exactly right. David Brogger asked, "How do the Warriors get selected?"
They come up. We open up the website on the 1st of January, and they find us. It's pretty amazing. It's word of mouth out there, and so they find us. They send in their what we call the DD 214. It's a one-page. It's Department of Defense 214. Everybody who's ever served in the military has one. If they have served honorably, if they are wounded, okay, then they go on the list. This year looks like around 290 will be here. Guys, we've got to have boats to take them out. We don't want them fishing on the dock.
No.
No.
And it seems like it always works out, but it's kind of a God thing.
No,
right?
it's not
like
tight.
it always works out, but it's like, man.
I had that conversation with Ron Koshin yesterday. He was talking about, he's like, "Colonel, I got about half the boats I need right now." I said, "Ron,
we're ahead of schedule.
This is the 19th. This is the 19th year we've done this." I said, "Has the Lord ever let us down?" We've always ended up with. But now, don't assume out there.
Right.
If you're listening,
if you're hearing it and you're thinking about going fishing,
that's right.
We need you.
You are a godsend.
Amen.
So we, listen. I appreciate y'all having me on this morning.
Always, you're always more than welcome.
And I hope to
You're
see y'all
invited.
out there. I'd like to get y'all on camera and get your thoughts out there so that we can.
Ash and I are in the witness protection program. We simply can't.
We can blur your faces.
Yes, I need that digital blur
and the voice. We can. We can do that. Yeah. What is Cody?
Like
Cody can do that, right?
Right.
He can do that for us.
Dear Colonel.
Yeah. By the way, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'll have to warn you. We now have Convergent Technologies, International Corporation. One of the things they do is security. Scott Kuntz, he and his daughter were volunteers back for us in 18 and 19. Loved the Field of Honor. His mom was a U.S. Navy flight nurse, did like 3 tours in Vietnam. Okay.
Wow.
And she passed away during that time. So he said, "Colonel, you don't know what the field means to me." He said, "My flag is right next to her flag." And so he's now working for Convergent. This is, fast forward 2025. He's working for Convergent. He calls me up, said, "We want to do something on Convergent National Service Day, Community Service Day." He's like, "We want to come out and put cameras on your field."
Oh, that's awesome.
We now have 11 security cameras on the field, not because of the security. We don't have a lot of analytics.
If you're stealing from Army people, you may get killed.
Yeah.
What are you going to steal? A piece of rebar?
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's good
Well,
quality.
you know
rebar.
what we did have one year? We were putting, we had straps that we put those, you've seen the plaques on the walls. Somebody stole the straps off the plaques while we had them put.
Were they made of copper?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Anyway, what I was going to say is, so he calls me up
January
June 6th. They came out, put out a $50,000 security,
which would be D-Day.
Yeah. So
every year.
There we go. So I'm telling you, and the CEO of Convergent is coming into town at 0900 hours, and we in how should I say, in gratitude, are sponsored. There were 6 veterans that worked for Convergent came out there that day and helped install that
Nice.
security system.
That's
So
awesome.
so she's coming down. We're putting flags up for them, and then she's taking off to Austin to do some more things. But
Well, you guys do
Yeah.
great things.
Well,
It's
thank
I think it's a great tribute to Victoria. I think it's something that Victorians can be proud of. I do like the fact that quite often Victorians line the highways as these buses come in with these gentlemen on them. And I've honestly seen soldiers, veterans come off the bus, some in need of assistance, some with prosthetic limbs.
Yep.
I've seen these men come off the bus literally in tears and in awe of the crowd. And
David
it's
Brogger
very,
says-
very humbling.
it is.
David Brogger says
It
it's a favorite escort for him every year.
Yeah.
Well,
I've seen it, and I know you've seen it. I know it's one of the reasons you do this.
That's right.
But it is an amazing thing to see what now, to me, they're all young men, and they come off the bus, and Ash, they're just like, wow. And they're walking over to PD and shaking their hands and thank you all for being here.
Yep.
And some of them you just know weren't appreciated.
No, we think that they all came home and they were heroes.
Yeah. And so many.
Some of them came home in a coma.
Amen.
So we're just this
Well-
is the first time they've been celebrated, and it's great to go where you're celebrated, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
Kind
We're
of like
proud of it.
with Wade and Carter.
It's like
man. I
when we
love
go to
coming here.
HEB. When we go to HEB, we're celebrating
There
right
you
there
go.
in the fruits and vegetables. Hey, we love you, Colonel, and
Hey,
we will see
thank you, guys.
We will see you Saturday morning, 9
I love it.
o'clock.
All
Be
right.
there.
Anybody wants
Cool.
to help volunteer, just show up. They'll put you to work.
If you show
We'll
up,
put you to
they'll
work.
find
Yep.
something for you to do, and I promise you, they'll find something that you can do. They
Absolutely.
won't.
That's right.
They will not. You're not going to have to do a bunch of PT, and then not to pass.
Well,
the
no, wait a
test.
second. This is
Oh,
the new army again.
Easy. That's true. Pete Hexeth may come in and say, "Hey,
Pete
you
Hicks,
fat ass,
hey,
get
you
over
drop down and give me 20.
here." Right? Amen. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Colonel.
Always.
Colonel Mike Petros. Thank
Colonel Mike, awesome. Always a friend of the program and a great guy to have in. Chesnick Furniture. Chesnick and Love make your house a home. Get in and see why you just always do better at Chesnick. Bobby Leon and his family serving you and yours for over 100 years. Chesnick Furniture has brought you the best value and the best quality furniture in town. Went services, went for all your generator needs, went for all your general electrical needs. You're going to build a new building and you need to have it wired properly by a certified electrician. Reach out to Went Services. Went can do it. Atzenhofer and atzenhofer.com. But today, look at the dealership. Go by and get some service work done. They service all makes and models.
Give Adele a call.
Yeah, Adele is awesome. Call and say, by the way, Wade and Carter said, that's all you have to tell her. She'll take care of the rest. She made you an appointment the day of.
The day of.
At 8 o'clock in the morning. She goes, I've been here for an hour and a half, Mr. Carter. Good. Can you get Ash in today? Yes, sir. 4 o'clock. Done. Give Atzenhofer a call today. What else we got? Parvita Wellness. I want to tell you something. It is not, once you go, it's just right there, the Vita Cafe. But it's not like you're driving along and you see a Burger King sign.
No.
It's right there in that new building that Dr. Pettis has that's the
Citizens Convenient Care is right there.
yeah, right next to like Detar North. It's on Nursery Drive, and it's at the end of that strip center. But it is a light, airy, beautiful place, very trendy.
Little patio.
You
Sit
will
outside
like
right
it.
now.
You will like it. Go to the Vita Cafe. Tell Erica Briggs that Wade and Carter sent you. That'll make her happy. And then go by, when you're going to like the food so much, go by Parvita Wellness and pick up some pre-made meals. It'll have your macros right. There'll be no gluten. There'll be no preservatives.
If you're a student looking for work, also Power Vita could
They'll
have
hire
some
you.
spots for you. Yep.
Absolutely. In a fun environment. Nice people, fun environment. Tell me about the chopping block, bro.
Well, chopping block, Angus choice grade New York strips, $12.99 a pound. These are really good New York strips. The ribeyes are $16.99 a pound. You will not find ribeyes anywhere. I was at another store and didn't buy the ribeyes because they were $23.99 a pound.
Wow.
Yesterday. Barbacoa Boudin will be here as fast as they can.
You would think they'd make more of it
Yeah.
because it sells out like in
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Oh, wait a second. The ribeyes are $15.99 a pound. My bad. The Barbacoa Boudin will be back on Thursday, and Wacky Wing Wednesday all week, $3.99 a pound for all their marinated
$3.99 a pound?
Yeah.
Folks, you go buy a wing at a restaurant now, they're $3.99 a piece.
Very much. very much so. And don't forget the Dollar Floor Store. They've got a design studio as well, so they can help you with space. Get an idea of what your space is going to look like before you put the flooring down.
In an unsolicited aside, I will tell you that we're monitoring the name and monitoring a story regarding a gentleman named Jack Smith.
You all know
Jack Smith. Ash says that we all know him. I'm not sure we do. There seems to be some controversy involving Mr. Smith and
He was the former special counsel. Remember him?
No.
I think he's the guy that denied Hunter Laptop's existence as it was.
He is the guy who was involved in the disinformation. That's right. And he was involved in that. And he is now being questioned about illegally monitoring the phone calls and records of a number of Republican congresspeople.
Yep. According to a Fox News report, Lindsey Graham, Senators Josh Hawley, Representative Ron Johnson, Representative Marsha Blackburn, and a whole bunch of others, about a dozen Republican senators.
Who I think now is Senator Ron Johnson. I think. Maybe not, but I think so.
Maybe. Could be.
It just lets you know. But see, this goes back into that gray area where I think they probably employed some of the Patriot Act type stuff. Well, we think these people, that nobody's above the law. These people could be as corrupt as we think they are. We need to monitor their phones. And that's what I think is going on there. But now these people whose phones were monitored are highly offended. Now, I did
all Republicans, by the way.
I did hear a little bit about this the other day, and I'm just going to throw this out there to you. The depth of which these folks were able to research on Congress people, not that they're above the law, but on Congress people, involved scouring all of their bank accounts, looking at every website they ever went to on the internet, a complete and total, whether it was legal or not, violation in total of their privacy.
They saw which phone numbers were called, where the calls originated from, where the call was received at.
Right. Now, I would love, I'm just telling you, like I have told folks for years, when I was in high school, boy, I'm glad everybody didn't have a camera on their phone. I'm sure glad that everything we did wasn't somebody's public record. Imagine if everything you've done, every call you've made, every check you've written, every transaction on the internet,
every breath you take, every move you make,
they were watching you. Yeah.
Nicely done. I'm going to pick that one up.
I got you.
Apparently, this took place in April of 22. The investigation titled, listen to this. The FBI had a special name for it. Arctic Frost. Election law matters. Sensitive investigative matter. CAST.
Come on.
CAST refers to the Cellular Analysis Survey Team. They got subpoenas for all these records, folks. That means they went to a judge
who signed off
on it because, and they used the January 6th incident around all of this.
Never let a crisis go to waste.
This is Biden weaponizing the Justice Department against his political enemies.
Preach it. You're 100% right.
That's what this is. They were justices that signed off on subpoenas. You know, Ron Johnson was nowhere near the Capitol on January 6th, except maybe in the Capitol.
What gets me about it is these are the same people, the people that are cringing right now on the left because they're being exposed are the same people that are rallying out at Donald Trump's lashing out at his political opponents. He's using the DOJ, weaponizing it against his political enemies. This is why. This is why he's sending them scurrying back to the shadows. Melissa Hanson says her daughter doesn't have a date to homecoming. Maybe she should volunteer at the Field of Honor. I don't think that's a substitute. I think we should get Melissa Hanson's daughter a date to homecoming. Wait a minute.
Win a date with Brent Carter.
Win a dream date.
Win a dream date with Brent Carter.
kidding me?
Perfect.
Can you imagine poor Melissa's daughter having to sit there and listen to Ash talk about the myriad of hair care products that he employs? Well, I like to put a little bit of this on the back.
Imagine her having to sit there and know that I have better hair than she does.
True. That would be her. She would just be like, I just want to touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch the hair. Yeah. I'm with you 100%. She would be intrigued. You'd be more like a grandfather figure.
Homecoming.
Oh, win a dream date with Ash.
That's a nightmare date.
Then you're over there in the corner with all the guys talking sports.
Exactly.
She's out there. The girls
She's
are
still
doing
by herself.
The girls are doing a
She
line
might as well go to
dance.
homecoming by herself.
Yeah. She's just taking a hit off the flask.
Tell me, how can I play for the Jags?
Right.
That'd be the conversation.
No doubt.
You need more talent.
Come on over. Let's talk. Craziness.
Oh,
Yeah, I think this story is going to develop.
Yeah.
I think this one's got some legs. Jack Smith involved in something, and he's an easy guy to burn down, right? So the Dems will let him burn down. They will let him burn down. Today marks 2 years to the day since Hamas made an ill-fated mistake and decided to attack a bunch of defenseless Jews. Really killed 1,200, took more than 250 hostage. Not really a well-thought-out plan, not a good idea. But they did it because, they're crazy Arabs and they didn't know what else to do.
And of course, CNN has to report in the same sentence or the same paragraph that since then, Israel has killed more than 67,000 Palestinians.
I want you to stop and
according
think about
to Hamas's health ministry. Like, can we believe, honestly, why do we believe anything Hamas says?
The Gaza Strip is about the size of Telfner, okay? And they killed more people there in 2 years than the U.S. lost in Vietnam. I'm just giving you some perspective. They killed a lot more people there in 2 years than the United States lost in 2 decades in Vietnam. Do not mess with Israel. You are not smart. You will die.
And apparently Hamas, in talks, doesn't like some of the points of surrender.
You are not, when you are surrendering, you don't negotiate.
Apparently, they don't want to release the 48 remaining hostages. That's one of the sticking points right now.
They think 20 of them are still alive.
Well, that's probably why, because I bet you none of them are alive.
And that may, once they let them go, Israel may get mad again and kill them. I wish, to be honest, I'm sincere. I wish Israel would eradicate the whole bunch. Just get rid of them.
Hamas needs to surrender and disarm. Apparently, they've got problems with that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens when you lose a war. Ask Germany, Japan, Germany, ask them. There's a soldier field right outside of Munich. You know why? It's to remind them, we whipped your ass once, and we have to come back, we'll whip your ass again. It's there for a reason. It is sovereign U.S. territory. It's there for a reason. Purely to be a reminder. By the way, I cannot emphasize to you the value of what Donald Trump and Hegseth and the administration, even the fat generals, pulled off when they did the overnight, completely stealth bombing run into Iran over their nuclear facilities. The idea that undetected, they went into Iran, eliminated a facility, and flew back undetected. Even had to get Vlad Putin's idea, like, wow, man, these guys could come over here, eliminate Moscow, and leave and go, hey, we had nothing to do with it. We had nothing to do with it. Now, Donald Trump had to say, did you see what we did? It was super. We went in, boom, big boom, bigger than ever. He did say the other day, the economy's doing great, greater than ever. I just don't think that's been verified.
I was doing better in 2020 before COVID.
Better than ever, super duper.
Yeah. Better than we were in 2021.
Yeah.
Sure it's better than
Melissa Hanson said her daughter had a date lined up. Dad didn't approve.
Good for Dad.
Hats off to Dad.
Yep.
That's called being a dad.
Yep.
Too many parents
That's why
want to be
there was the reason she could win.
Can't be your kids, but I thought
Dad wouldn't approve.
I thought Dad said he didn't approve of her going out with Ash.
Yeah.
Too many parents want to be your kid's best friend. Be your kid's best friend when your kid's grown and paying their own taxes.
Absolutely. Till then, be a parent.
It's your cell phone. It's your car.
It's your house.
That's right.
Open
It's
the door to the
your
room.
rules.
I was not allowed to shut my door to my bedroom.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, of course, you have like 3 brothers in there. That's probably why.
Yeah, we shared a 1-bedroom flat
Y'all were down in the
in
basement.
London.
Y'all were down in the basement.
Parents knew never to come down. and get
I've
the
seen
stairs.
pictures. I've seen pictures. It was just anarchy. It was what are the 2 dudes? The what are those?
Bob and Doug.
Bob and Doug. It was Bob, Doug, and Corky. I've seen the pictures.
There's
man.
rumors there's going to be a Bob and Doug movie.
And are they still alive?
Yeah.
How would they?
Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas.
Ron DeSantis? Rick
Yes.
Moranis? You think it's a coincidence? I don't.
Very similar.
Same guy. Honey, I Shrunk the Governor. The sequel.
Linda Chris's stock market is at a record high. I don't know if that's a complete record economy or not. I don't think it is.
No.
It'd be interesting to see what the Dow Jones would be at today if they didn't kick certain companies off the Dow Jones as they
Right.
went along, right? To make it more, I'm sure somebody's run those numbers. I'd just be curious to see what the original Dow Jones would look like. Or the S&P.
Some of those things, some of the companies aren't
No,
relative.
they're not around anymore. They're probably not. Sears and Roebuck probably was on there at one point. Kmart.
Isn't that something? So let's talk about this for a second. So Sears and Roebuck, to me, went out of business because they missed the curve that included Walmart, Sam's Club, and they missed the curve that included Amazon.
Here's the thing. I can understand maybe not getting into the Walmart discount thing, but when you were the original Amazon, when you had a warehouse somewhere full of everything
And you owned the Craftsman brand.
and you had catalogs, this was the original Amazon. People ordered your catalog.
Before the internet, you got your catalog.
You looked through it, you called them up and said, I would like 5 of those NFL pajamas for my kids for Christmas.
Tell the truth. You used to look at like the ladies'
Bras?
undergarment.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
Or it was that and National Geographic.
Yes.
Paradise.
And
And Mechanics
Mattered
Illustrated.
back then, right?
Mechanics
Yeah,
Illustrated.
and Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Oh, are you
80,
kidding me?
81.
My mom was like, I'm not sure you should have that. My dad was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay.
That was the other magazine.
Yeah. No, we didn't have that. We weren't allowed to have Playboy. That was
But
stretching.
We weren't either.
You
But
couldn't
we,
tell
somehow
your-
we still snuck them somehow.
You're 17
weren't
years
allowed to have
old.
them.
You can't tell your mom Playboy. It's great articles, Mom. I'm in journalism. It's not going to work.
The men article in there was really
Was it?
good.
I did.
Asa Barber wrote a great article in there every month. Anyway, I digress. Sears was the original Amazon. How they could not pivot when Amazon came along, just beyond.
They had
no
all the-
foresight. They
Yeah.
had it all. They had the regional stores in small towns. Remember, if you ordered something,
With an
you just go
Allstate,
pick it up.
with an Allstate agency in the front.
Well, they owned Allstate. at one
Yeah.
point.
They were huge.
They're Discover. They were Discover. Discover was Sears financing.
Isn't that crazy? And here's the deal. People thought that Sears was in the appliance business, when in reality, they were in the finance business, just like Gallery Furniture. Gallery Furniture isn't really in the furniture business. He doesn't care about the price of furniture. He cares about the fact that you'll buy a $500 sofa and pay $950 for it over the next 5 years.
GM used to be in the financing of cars business too, right?
That's
GMAC Finance.
But now, when you go to Kmart, I can go back to those moments with my father when there would be something that we would need that we would go to Kmart. And then we had Kmart before we had Walmart here. So
Sneakers.
well, you would go to Kmart, and I can remember my dad just saying, this place is going to go broke. And I'm like, why, Daddy? Well, why? Why would they go broke? I mean, the prices are good. He goes, there are 10 checkouts. There are 2 people at the registers. And he goes, people like me don't want to spend all day standing in line on a Saturday.
And this was pre-self checkout.
That's right. That's right. And by the way, that is why Kmart went broke. Terrible, terrible customer service.
Richard King, at least at Sears, you could go in and purchase appliances. Now you can't buy a washer and dryer and get it that same day because nobody has it.
That's
There's some
right.
Truth to that.
And then the other problem is if you go like to the box stores,
Oh.
you can buy a washer and dryer, but like to me, I'm a free plug like Appliance Pro. Appliance Pro here in town Danny and Todd, they do the best work on appliances, but if you call them and it's not a brand that they sell, they can't get the parts. So, if I'm making this up, but if your LG is on the fritz, good luck. Peter McNally says,
if your LG's on the DL,
Hot Rod Magazine and Sports Illustrated, all we need. I guess Hot Rod, was that maybe one of the homosexual magazines?
no, that's our magazine.
Oh, I know. I'm just playing.
Yeah, I know
Peter
you are.
McNally had a birthday the other day. Happy birthday, sir. We quit counting for you. We no longer count your birthdays.
Well, the smoke alarm would have gone off if we had to light all those candles.
Yeah, well, that's true. Miller's Appliances, yeah, they're out there across the river.
Well, don't premium appliance some more. Leighton Held and Ronnie Held.
Oh, that's right. Now they have some nice high end
They
things
really
too.
do,
If you need to get if you need to get like a really nice refrigerator.
Yep.
By the way, I don't know if you've priced these kind of things lately. That gear is expensive. Like you decide you want a Sub-Zero, you better start selling Girl Scout cookies. Scott Tonga says Appliance Pro are good people. I'm always trolling for advertisers, and it would be good for them to do so. Dollar a holler. Yep.
Oh, the Jaguars. Are the Chiefs in trouble this year? Are they going to eke into the
No.
playoffs? They lost
lose?
by a field goal last night,
To who?
31-28. Jaguars.
Really?
Jacksonville's 4-1. Brewers beat the Cubs 7-3. That's year.
The Brewers, man,
I
every
mean,
time
it's
I
not,
turned it
but one
on,
more
it
game.
was like 3-run homer. I mean, every time I turned around, it was 3-0 Cubs going into the bottom of the first. And it just cracked me up because you have to understand the way the kids talk. The starting pitcher for the Cubs, an Asian guy, IMANAGA. And in Asian, I think it's
Imanaga?
Imanaga. And we were there and we started making fun of it, and it was Imanaga. We were like, he's my guy. Imanaga. Couldn't get over it.
He wasn't
gave up.
last night. 4 runs in 2 2/3.
Coach, he had 2 guys on. He's up 3-0 in the bottom of the first. And all of a sudden he serves one up, and this guy named Vaughn. He hit a bomb. No, he's a pitcher. But he hit a bomb, and this guy looks at his catcher, just kind of like rolls his eyes, like, oh well, back to nothing. And sure enough, they got spanked. Brew Crew is kind of, I think that's my team of the playoffs.
The best camera work was the other night when they Vlad Guerrero Jr. hit that home run for Toronto, and they had just pulled who was the Yankees starting pitcher? I can't remember his name. Anyway, they had a shot from behind Vlad, and the Yankees pitcher had left the game, and the bases were loaded. Vlad hits a grand slam, and he's in the dugout.
Those were his runs.
Vlad hits the home run, and then the camera zooms into the Yankees pitcher, and his face just like, really?
That's not
Oh
good.
no, it was, but that was awesome.
This
camera
kid
work.
that came in last night is like 6'7" or 6'8" for Milwaukee. He runs out there, and one of my neighbors goes, "Man, look at that beanpole! Look how tall and skinny that kid is." And he ran the first.
Jacob Mizurowski.
He ran the first pitch up there at 103.
He got the win last night.
That's crazy. That's like Scott Tomko used to throw it. That's what it felt like. Scott Tomko, he was throwing it 48 miles an hour, but he was also 48 feet from you. It felt like 100.
Well, Scott hasn't grown since he was 13 either.
He was full grown. he had the mutton chops at in 12-year-old Little League.
So Mariners and Tigers game 3 today. That series will not end. Blue Jays in New York tonight to play the Yankees. That'll be on FS1. That series could end tonight. Blue Jays are up 2-0. I was talking about this. I think the worst thing that could happen for baseball's worst fear, a Toronto-Milwaukee World Series.
Because there's like 800 TVs in both cities.
Yeah, combined. But I think and they all stand around on the street corner and watch them at the same time.
Around that,
it's like North
around
Carolina.
That barrel.
It's like North
singing.
Korea. We shall.
Right, they're down singing. Like, yeah.
But I think to be honest though, for casual baseball fans and even some hardcore baseball fans that I was talking to yesterday, they actually would like to see that because it'd be 2 teams that nobody would watch. And here's the thing: they'll say,
Joe Carter.
rating. Yeah, Joe Carter still playing.
Comes out, hits a bomb.
They're saying the ratings will be down. No, they won't. All of Canada will watch that World Series. You got 33 million people that will tune in to watch that one.
It's almost like Texas.
Almost. Lowest rated World Series in recent history, the Rangers.
Yeah, that Dallas fans had other
Nobody
things to
watched
do.
that one.
No,
But
no.
yeah.
I'm worried about the Astros.
Let's see what else is. I'm not. I think if they don't have to battle the injuries, I think they're okay. I really do.
Good.
Let's see what else is happening. There's a little disturbance in the Bay of Campeche, or that is expected to enter the Bay of Campeche, but it will go straight into Mexico. Not expected to make a northern turn and impact the Gulf Coast at all. So, as of now, I don't believe any storms have hit Texas or any of the U.S. coast, right?
They're saying that you still have La Nina conditions and the Gulf waters are unusually warm. Forecasters say late season threats, especially from the Western Caribbean, remain very much on the radar.
Yeah. There's another area that they're watching out in the Atlantic, but it looks like it will probably go the same way as every other hurricane up into the Atlantic and maybe curl back.
It always cracks me up how a storm can go up the eastern seaboard and like waves lap up onto the beach and they're like, oh, we will rebuild. We need FEMA. Like, we're down here in Texas just slugging it out with hurricanes. Florida, like, you wonder why you got Florida for like $80 when we bought it. That's why. It's uninhabitable.
Governor
Crazy.
Abbott did authorize President Trump to deploy 400 Texas National Guard members to other states to protect federal offices and other federal.
Listen to Greg Abbott. Listen to Wheels. You can either fully enforce protection for federal employees or get out of the way and let Texas Guard do it. I think Abbott is getting geared up and trying to make a presidential run.
That was
I
a
think
social media post. He's getting more bravado on social media. Yeah, he's going to run for president.
he's going to run for president.
Meanwhile, Oregon's governor calls the deployment of troops an escalation of the president's dangerous, un-American misuse of state's National Guard members and hard-earned taxpayer dollars. Now, leftist governors are worried about taxpayer dollars. They want to blow $1.5 trillion for the next 4 weeks to keep the government open. It's less than that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now they're worried about taxpayer dollars with our military.
They're never
Give
worried
me a
about
break.
taxpayer dollars. They want a $1.5 trillion to just throw away. Well, the other thing is Greg Abbott's 67 years old. So I guess Abbott wanted to run for president. It's not out of the realm. He'd run before he's 70. Trump's going to serve until he's in his 80s. I'll be honest. Until Biden, I thought that Abbott was too old. But now I guess he's really
not.
not.
Comparing to Biden, maybe, but if you compare him to Trump, no.
But do you run like Vance Abbott and then let Abbott have no, because Vance is going to want 2 terms. I'm trying to figure out where you get the strength of where Abbott carries Texas, and
I don't know that Abbott would carry Texas.
he would be a terrible president.
I wouldn't vote for him.
He would be a terrible president.
I mean, if he won the primary, I guess I wouldn't have a choice unless it was an independent out there, but wouldn't be the guy on my primary.
Absolutely. Folks, we've reached the top of the hour. Hope that you have a great Tuesday. Please be safe on the roads. Be good to each other. And by the way, if you haven't signed up yet, you haven't signed up for the Sports Advocate, go to wadeandcarter.com. Follow the link. It's only $9.99 a month.
You'll get the best, most in-depth, right now, high school football coverage
Absolutely.
in the area and in South Texas.
And he writes all kinds of interesting stuff.
And
Go read
lots
Mike
of
Foreman. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
Round with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't.